Welcome to Here for All of It, the podcast where we talk about all of the things, the real stuff.
Where nothing is rehearsed or off limits and the best stories come with a home-cooked meal.
And maybe a Manhattan or two. We're your hosts, Tracy Spears
and Chef Shannon Smith.
Join us as we discuss all of the things that we've learned as we've moved about the world for the last 60 years. Whether it's the real, the raw, the funny, the mistakes.
Or the later in life love story.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're just glad you're here. Hey there, and happy Thanksgiving to you. Lots to be grateful for. Yes.
Yes. We made it a whole year, you and I.
Almost a year. It's Thanksgiving. It was the worst time of our courtship. Is that true?
It was.
It was for me.
We're not going to think about that.
But we're going to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Will you talk about it? We're talking about it. We're completely talking about it. We're also going to talk about our Thanksgiving traditions from our families. Mm-hmm. And the foods that we ate. And what else are we going to talk about in this episode?
I think that's going to get us pretty much through it.
You do?
I mean, this is the Thanksgiving episode. And I think we've talked a little bit about our traditions and our memories as kids. Some of them are similar. Some of them are very different.
Right.
But a lot of them are very funny. You have some funny stories. So I think that's probably going to get us.
You do? But we're totally talking about how last year was the worst Thanksgiving ever too. Let's just start there. We should totally talk about it.
Okay.
So this is what happened. So we were, and you've been following along. You've heard all the stories and all the things. But like at Thanksgiving, something weird happened where I remember I did go out to my friend's Pam and Cheryl's for Thanksgiving. I was so grateful. And I was out there for maybe 2 hours. But I was by myself for all 4 days of the Thanksgiving weekend. And, anyway, it doesn't matter. But Thanksgiving has always been a weird time for me, and as we'll talk about in a minute, because it was always a giant disappointment to my mom.
Yeah.
And you may or may not have had similar experiences. I'm not sure. We actually haven't talked about all of that.
Yeah.
Yet, you were running for the hills at Thanksgiving. Is that true?
I think it was true because up until that point last year, I still had not decided if I was going to date you or if I was going to just say this isn't going to work. I can't make this decision.
Yeah,
and
at that point though, I didn't think there was a decision to be made because we had. Established that we were just friends. I'd tried to kiss you. That didn't go well. All the things. And you were walking in, not even hugging me anymore at all at that point. So I don't know why Thanksgiving I had a different expectation, but you actually went to a football game in Denver. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing the first pictures of that, flashed up on Facebook, and you're there with 4 men.
Yes.
And I thought, she buried the lead line. She's there with one of those guys. So then I start, looking at all of them, and I'm like, it could be any of them. I'm not sure.
Well, one of them was my son.
Well, I didn't.
But you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
The other was my daughter-in-law's dad.
I didn't know that.
And then the other 2 were friends of mine from Tulsa. Okay. And they were the ones who had invited me to go on this trip to watch the Colorado Buffaloes play.
But you shared a room with one of them.
I did. I shared a room with Darren. Darren and I are dear friends. He's like a brother to me, but you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I had told you that, but...
Well, listen, I don't feel like you were exactly telling me the truth about all of your former flames at this point.
Well, he was never a flame. But you didn't know that either. I think the point is...
The point is...
I did not communicate with you very much on that weekend. And so I was in my own turmoil.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about you.
Is that true?
It is true. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do. The holidays were coming up. There was a lot of stress on me. I knew that I was going to face my family at Christmas, and I knew I needed to make a decision.
You didn't, though. I mean, I felt like the decision had been made that we were going to be friends. But yet we were acting, as you all have listened to all the episodes up until now, this is going to be loud, so I'm going to take it off. But I think that for me, I don't know. I was kind of holding out a little bit of hope, probably, but Thanksgiving was when I was like, is definitely not happening. And so, but here's what happened. So I send you a message, and you normally are like super fast to respond, and you like didn't even respond until like the next day or something. And I was like, okay, we're friends. It's okay. It's no big deal. Yeah. And then I waited until Friday, and I sent you a message that said, hey, if you come back early, like inviting you. It was so desperate. You could tell. Yeah. Did you know it was desperate? It was pretty desperate.
I didn't think it was desperate.
Well, okay. Well, good. Well, good. That's good if I masked it. So I went to the movie the Friday after Thanksgiving with Cindy and Barb. Shout out Cindy and Barb. And we went and saw Wicked. And of course, I love Wicked and love all the things about it. But they were like, dude, it's not happening. I was like, I know it's not happening. So I was super sad. So then when I left the movie and I said, if you come back early, and you said, well, I'm not coming back early. There's no way to get an early flight. And I was like, I don't think that's true, but message received. And so that was it. And then on Sunday, what happens? Do you remember? I remember exactly.
Oh, well.
Do you remember?
No, I mean, I know how it ended, but I don't remember all the details.
I don't even remember how it ended. Yeah, I don't really know. I just remember reaching out to you and you go, yeah, I came back early yesterday. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah. So because you start telling me this crazy story.
But I came back early because I was so ready to come home. It was an okay trip. I was internally struggling. But I'm
going to ask you this, and I've never asked you this. Was there something weird happening with one of those guys?
Oh, not a chance.
Okay, so that was not what was happening for you.
Absolutely.
So the turmoil wasn't, I'm into them or not?
No, the turmoil was, do I want this friendship to be more than that? And I was trying to pretend like, no, we're just gonna be friends. Yeah. But there was this part of me. So I just wasn't ready to face you yet because I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Okay. Well, you've heard the rest of the story. They already know all that stuff. So thank you.
But it was a rotten Thanksgiving for both of us. Rotten.
This year's going to be an amazing Thanksgiving, and we'll tell you what we're going to do and all the things. But let's go back to when we were kids. So what's your Thanksgiving memories? Like, what are we going to talk about? Like the foods we ate, or like what do you want to unpack?
Well, I'll tell just what it was like on Thanksgiving morning.
Okay.
At my house. So I grew up with two sisters. I'm the oldest of three girls. Mom and dad. My mother, as I've said before, did her best to cook every night, and she wanted Thanksgiving to be this big feast and bring the family together, with all in Thanksgiving. And so it was a lot of stress for her. I remember she would get up at 4:00 in the morning to put the turkey in the oven.
Wow.
And it would cook for like 8 hours because, if I haven't mentioned this before, she had a fear of trichinosis. So I think maybe I've talked.
No, you haven't ever talked about
how pork, anything like bacon or sausage or anything pork had to be cooked till it was burnt. So we didn't get trichinosis. Well, it was the same with all other meat.
Jerky.
Yeah. So the turkey, we had this terribly dry turkey for Thanksgiving, but she made she didn't make really good dressing.
Okay.
Some people call it stuffing, but it was dressing.
What's the difference?
She made it with stuffing. You actually stuff it into the bird.
Oh, okay.
She would never have done that. But she made a dressing with Jiffy mix cornbread, and she always put pecans in it. That was the best thing she made for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Of course, the cranberry sauce came out of a can. I always loved to shake that can so that it came out into the perfect gel of the can, and then you slice it up.
Did you eat it?
Oh, yeah.
You're such a snob about eating stuff out of a can. I can't believe you did.
Not all things.
You won't eat peas out of a can, but the jelly-looking cranberries made the cut?
Oh, yeah.
That's shocking.
We had Watergate salad. That's what she called it, was Watergate salad. And that was and you and I talked about this one time. It's pistachio pudding mixed into Cool Whip.
Yes.
With a can of pineapple tidbits.
Yes.
and marshmallows.
Yeah, little tiny marshmallows.
The little tiny marshmallows.
And nuts.
Nuts, pecans, right?
Yeah, what did we call that? Yeah, that was the heavenly hash or something. No, I'm lying. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
We called it Watergate salad.
I like that.
And then we always had red Jello salad with bananas in it.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, but that was, you know, and
well, what did you make? Was that what? So you opened the can?
I probably opened a can of corn. You know, oh, my dad. This was very important. This was a tradition. Slices of celery with cheese that cheese spread that came in these little glass jars.
Glass jar.
Little glass jars, and we kept the jars afterwards for juice jars. But we would stuff the celery with this cheese, and he would eat that.
Velveeta?
No, it usually had a flavoring in it, like chives or something. Kraft. I think it was a Kraft product.
We had the can where you squeeze it on there, you know, like,
yeah,
which, by the way, I love to this day.
Oh, I do too. Same.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like if we had a hot dog, I would want to put that on there.
I agree. You know, nachos is my favorite food in the whole
You'd
world.
put that on a nacho?
I would, but also I'm not even that picky about nachos. That all the chip. Okay, we're diverting, but every chip has to have cheese on it.
Yes.
So
I know that.
Ballpark cheese, you know, that fake stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I love it on a hot dog. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. Nacho cheese is what. Yeah. So that's
nacho cheese. That's it, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Anyway,
so Dad has to have the sour.
He had to have
celery or the celery.
Celery and black olives out of a can. So I hated olives because I thought that's what olives tasted like.
Well, that's wax. That's not
they're awful. But you know, we went to a lot of trouble to set the table. We used her wedding china and cloth napkins.
Do you still have the china?
I don't have her china.
Who has
One
it?
of the sisters got that. I got my grandmother's china.
Okay.
And I use it all the time. I use china. My first wedding, I got china, and I still use it weekly. Anyway, you know, I remember we would sit down and eat in 15 minutes, you know, and then it would turn into, you know, then we had to clean up for 2 hours, and then the Dallas Cowboys were on TV.
Detroit Lions is who they're playing.
It was you know, and then you had leftovers for 2 weeks. You had to eat, you know.
This is so nothing like my Thanksgiving.
All that. Yeah. I mean, that's.
What? So what was the dessert?
She would attempt pie. So we might have a pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Which, by the way, at the end of this episode, if you watch all the way through, I am going to show you how to make pie crust, and I'm going to make a very special pecan pie.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people don't know that we're on YouTube. So if you're listening to this on Apple or wherever you get this is really probably not as interesting if you can't see the food that you're making. But we've had a lot of super nice comments and a lot of people buying your cookbook and all the things because of some of the recipes that we're cooking, which I love, and I love that that's going to be a piece of it. And
for people that are listening, I'm going to get better at talking through the cooking part of these podcasts so that you can maybe understand, and you know, if you don't have the ability to watch them.
Yeah.
So tell me about your childhood.
I feel like
it's much more humorous.
Well, it is more humorous, but I have more follow-up questions for you as well. So my Thanksgiving was always the appetizer. So I'll just start with that. Was the summer beef stick. Summer sausage.
Oh, yeah. Hickory Farms.
Hickory Farms. So we would go without 2 nickels rubbed together. Somehow we would end up with Hickory Farms. And so
summer sausage.
We would slice that up and put it on a Ritz cracker. And I just remember it sitting there for hours.
Yeah.
You know, I was always like,
which is okay. I mean, whatever's in there, it can last.
It can last forever. That's true. It's true. So my mom, who was not enthusiastic about any housework or cooking or anything. For some reason, Thanksgiving was her Super Bowl.
Oh.
And she was like, you know, and loved it. And there was not a Thanksgiving that she was alive that I did not ruin.
Oh, congratulations.
No, It was so weird. The expectations were always so off the chart. I either didn't come early enough, or I didn't stay long enough, or I didn't say. I don't know. It
You
was
didn't
just.
help enough.
I mean, I helped as much as I could, but it wasn't going to matter. So it was always a giant disappointment, which made it super hard for me. And in the end, and so those of you that know my story, I did reconcile with my parents. And but the last 10 years of their life, I did not go to Thanksgiving dinner. And I'll maybe talk about that later. It doesn't matter. So my dad, so I'll talk about the food, but I need to talk about my dad first, because my dad, here's my favorite Thanksgiving memory of him. And there weren't a lot of people that came over, but my grandmother came over, and my mom has two half sisters. So and my Aunt Donna and Kate doesn't matter. So they would come over, and my dad would always sit in and watch some kind of either some kind of movie before the Detroit Dallas game. And did
he watch the parade?
The parade was on in the morning.
Yeah.
But one year he decided he'd gotten a laser disc. You remember the giant laser disc?
Yes.
It looked like a record album, and he had the movie called Razorback. Now Razorback is a giant killer pig. You can't make this up. And it would go through the streets, literally killing people and like tearing their flesh off. And I remember the whole family sitting there. And I'm like, Dad, I think there's a football game on. And he's like, well, watch it when this is over. But he could not read the room. Like, it did not matter. He had this super weird idea of entertainment. Funny. But the food, same. Mom would get up early and do the turkey. Did you always eat at noon? Because you said 8 hours. So was there like a promptness to your Thanksgiving?
Noon. Yeah, noon or 1. But if the turkey went in at 4, that meant it was about done by noon.
Okay. All right. Ours
was.
was.
A turkey should only take about 3 hours to cook, by the way.
Yes. I don't even know that. Okay. Yeah. That's good. My mother, it's legendary that the first time she did a turkey, she pulled what was apparently the neck out and didn't know what it was, and my dad told her it was the penis.
Yeah.
And so from then on, she refused to take the penis out of the turkey. So it like went on for years and years. Anyway.
What'd you do with the giblets?
Well, I don't even know what that means. I mean, I've heard of them.
That comes out in a little sack.
I mean, I'm not there for that part of the. I will not clean a chicken. I've never changed a diaper, and I'm gonna die having never changed a diaper.
It's my goal. You don't know that for
sure.
Well,
I think if I do it right, I can make that happen.
Well, the giblets come in a little bag inside with the neck.
Who puts them in a bag? Like whoever prepares the turkey.
The turkey. No, I mean that's how it comes in the packaging.
I see.
So my grandmother, my mama, also would always come to our Thanksgiving, and her job was to make the giblet gravy.
What is a giblet? Is it like a kidney?
I didn't know what it was till I was an adult. It's the stomach, a part of the stomach of the turkey. It might include the.
There's not enough wine in this.
But the heart and the liver, but most likely not, because they can sell those separately, But it might have been in there. So, but they have to cook for a long time. So you chop them up. I remember my grandmother chopping them up real tiny, and then she'd stir them into the gravy. And it tasted so good. And then I found out what it was.
You will never make me eat that, will you? Or you never ask me to?
We will never have giblets.
Okay, good.
I don't like turkey though, so we're not going to.
Really?
I'm not.
You're not making a turkey?
Well, I would do that for you if you wanted to.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm a ham person.
I love ham.
Okay, I'm good with the ham.
Okay.
I feel. I like a smoked turkey and all the things. My mother was the same. Like we would always eat at 3 or 3:30.
Oh wow!
It was because she couldn't get everything finished at the same time. So like everything would. Like some things were done at noon and some things were done at 1. And so we, by the time it made it to the table, the gravy was hot, because I just remember thinking, well, we'll just put the gravy on everything because that'll make everything hot.
Right.
But her stuffing, dressing, whatever you want to call it, was the craziest fucking thing I've ever eaten. It was in this giant turkey pan for no reason other than it was Thanksgiving. And it was tons of, the bag stuff, that you put in there.
Right.
But my entire life, it never browned at the top because it was so deep, and it was always like paste. It was always like eating like bread pudding. To this day, I don't like bread pudding that much because it was kind of like bread pudding.
Yeah.
And she just, I mean, that was what she thought it was awful. It was the worst.
It's hard to make a really good dressing.
I mean, is it?
Well, I mean, it's not hard, but
I mean, I don't know.
but I agree. It needs to be in a shallow pan so that it gets really crispy on top, so that when you eat it, you get that softness that's underneath with a good crunch bite from the top.
So do you like cornbread stuffing or do you like bread stuffing?
I like half and half, or more of the cornmeal. But I always make.
Is it cornbread or cornmeal?
Cornbread.
No, I mean, I don't know. Is it
cornbread?
Cornbread, okay.
So I make my own cornbread, and I mean, I make the cornbread, and then I buy some really.
How do you make cornbread? I'm curious.
Really?
Well, I mean, it just dawned on me that I hadn't. I know you make it, but
I take it for granted that people would understand, which is silly because I didn't know you could make brownies that weren't in a box until I was in college. I thought only brownies only came out of a box. Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie.
And I only thought cornbread came out of a Jiffy cornbread box.
Okay.
What are you gonna say?
No, I just said that about the brownies. So
yeah. Well, cornbread,
so how do you make cornbread?
Is made with cornmeal, flour, eggs, butter. Buttermilk makes really good, or you can use sweet milk. Salt, plenty of salt.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, I like cornbread stuffing, and I like bread stuffing. I like any kind of any of it, as long as it's done.
Yeah.
The other thing is she would always make these yams. So is it yams or what's the other?
Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes. What is it? Is it a yam or a sweet potato? Is that the same
I think there is a difference, but
really?
But I don't know the difference. I only use sweet potatoes.
Okay. Well, now I'm curious about it. So whatever it was, she would always put marshmallows on the top. And for some reason, she couldn't do it without setting them on fire. It just became a really funny thing. She would stand there and watch them. And then they would burst.
The broiler.
Yeah, and then they would burst into flames. And so then she'd take it out. So but she would always stand there like, it's not this year. And she would be saying, not this year. I've got it. Bam. So I was like, I don't know what that was. So
that's funny.
So the meal would come out. It was, my job was to bring the wine when I was older, obviously, not when I was 9. And the Pippin's pies.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was making a pie in my house.
Interesting.
No. Yeah.
My mom bought Brahms apple pies.
Tippins or Pippins? Did it used to
Tippins. It was Tippins.
But did it used to be Pippins and then it switched to Tippins?
I don't know.
I don't know. So I'm sorry. Brahms. I didn't know they had a pie.
Oh, Brahms makes actually very good pies that are frozen. You just
so there's a lot of people that don't even know what a Brahms is.
Yeah. So Brahms Dairy is an ice cream store in Oklahoma. And there are people who are from Oklahoma that move away and come back to Oklahoma just to go back to Brahms. It's kind of like the Bluebell thing. But Brahms also has a little grocery and they do pies. So
there you go.
Later, when my mom got older, she would use those pies. But I grew to dislike Thanksgiving very much after I got married the first time, had kids, and then you're shuffling between family. It's like we go to his parents this Thanksgiving, or we go to theirs, and then we go,
It's
to
a lot.
It was a lot, but it got worse when I got divorced, and my children were 3 and 5. It was a very traumatic time for me for many reasons, and I had custody of the kids. But my ex and I would switch off all these holidays. And, people that are from a broken home understand exactly what I'm talking about. And it was just, I'll never forget the first holiday I had without my children and how depressing that was. And even on the years that I did have them, there was that pressure to go to my parents and to make sure they were home in time to go to their dad's. And if I wasn't there right at 6 o'clock, he would... was awful. And it was just, I was like, I can't stand the holidays, and it, even now I struggle.
I can feel the energy
I know.
in the story.
I get worked up just talking about it because, and I've talked about how I dislike holidays, and it really goes back to a lot of that stress. It's all this obligation.
Yeah.
You
Unmet
have to get
expectations, right?
expectations, and people think just because they're family, you have to go see them, you have to spend time with them, and because they're family, and that's what holidays are all about. But maybe doesn't always.
No, I don't
bring
think that's,
joy.
yeah, I won't do that. And, I paid the price. My mother would not even speak to me. Doesn't matter. But, yeah, I mean, I think at this age, we should be doing what we want
I've
to do,
made
which
that
is what we're going to do.
decision. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but most people are probably going to be shocked that as a chef, that's not your Super Bowl. But it feels like that would be so, like, that's the amateur. That's not. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like that would be amateur. Like you'd be like, no, everybody else can do it. Like,
well, after my
I'm
mom
gonna regret
died,
that. I don't even know why I said that. And broken home. I wanted to circle back on that. Why do they call it a broken home?
I don't.
Maybe it's the healed home.
Because you have that
broken family.
True. It's just
is it broken?
It's the dismantled family, I guess. When you know what I'm talking about.
No, I know, and I've always heard it and all the things, but that hit me funny for some reason when you said it a second ago. Like,
well, that's just how I've always heard it. That's what they say in the church. So I'm sure that's where I got it. But my mother died 11 years ago, and so the responsibility of Thanksgiving was put upon me. I took that responsibility. And I said, Mom, we're not having turkey and dressing. I wasn't going to do it. There were times that I would use
You said that's your mom after she died? You're saying,
after she died.
Okay.
And everyone came to my house.
I see.
Meaning my sisters and their families and my dad. And so I would often make steaks. One year I made a whole Indian feast.
Nice.
My children still say that's one of their favorite Thanksgivings. And so I just went off tradition because it's not my favorite food. And people ask me all the time, oh my gosh, Shannon, you must make the best Thanksgiving feast. And I'm like,
Turns
no,
out.
I don't. And I don't care for all that food. My sister hates it because she said, I was talking to her yesterday about it. And Jill, my sister Jill, she said what she remembers was that there was so much food and it's all on one plate and everything runs together. And she said, I like to eat my food separate.
That's funny.
And it gave her trauma to see all the gravy going into the Jell-O and all that.
True.
So, yeah.
That's funny. Oh gosh. Well, listen, I can tell you this. The expectations for me are low, so this will be our first Thanksgiving. And are you going to tell me what is happening, what my role is, and what I need to?
Well, it's going to be just you and me, and a lot of people say, I don't.
It might be Bob. Bob might be with us.
I love Bob.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. So
well, I think we're going to have two.
Okay.
We're going to have one with Bob, and then you and I are going to go to the cabin and have our own.
Okay.
So for sure, we'll have a Thanksgiving with Bob.
Okay, good.
And
everyone's going to be like, what happened to Bob?
Yeah.
We're taking very good care of Bob. Trust.
Anyway, I think I'm going to cook whatever you want. A lot of people say they don't know how to cook for one or for two or for three. It's for me. I mean, I don't understand that. I think it's easy to do that. And so
you're super good though at leftovers. Mm-hmm. And I love leftovers. So I think there are just a lot of people that don't like them, which I don't get that. Why? Because usually a leftover, it's seasoned a little bit deeper, so that, the flavor's even better. And if you compare that to Torchy's Tacos, which is my go-to, Torchy's Tacos should be sponsoring this podcast.
That's true.
I mean, who should be sponsoring it? Let's think of it. Cane's.
Raising Cane's for sure should be sponsoring.
Yeah, you're a loyalist.
I am
to
a
that.
loyalist. Yeah.
Sprouts grocery store, because you go there every day.
The amount of money I spend at that store every year.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have my own parking space at least.
Maybe you should 100%. Maybe Knob Creek or one of our favorite bourbons. And I mean, we're not picky about the red wine, so any vineyard that wants to sponsor us will be happy.
We're a little picky. We like the
we're
good
100%.
stuff. We like the good
picky.
stuff. Yeah.
We are so picky.
Well, I'm excited about this Thanksgiving
Me
with
too.
you. I'm super, super excited to have it with you.
Now, there's something in the drawer over there to the right that I forgot to pull out. And when we went to Santa Fe a couple of months ago, we stopped at it's not called Four Corners, but I kept calling it Four Corners, but it was, everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's right before you get in, when you turn right, it's before you go to Albuquerque, whatever that is called. Oh my shit. Doesn't matter. But you see if you can get it out of that top drawer.
The top drawer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we went into this place, and it's one of the last amazing souvenir stores ever. This is riveting. I know. I would take it, but we found. No, those are yours. Let me see what I.
Now, for the people that are listening,
yeah.
make
So
sure
we're
you
going to describe. Okay, but let's decide. I'm going to describe these, and you describe those. So what did you choose?
Well, I don't want that one.
Okay. Oh, I thought you. All right. We can't shake
You can
it.
do all those.
Okay.
I'll just take this.
Okay. All right. So I know you can't see it, but the first thing that I saw when we were in there is called Pop Rocks. It's the crackling candy. And this one, and then they have crackling gum. But
You're opening it. Are you going to put it in your mouth?
Of course, we've got to try it.
Oh.
Okay. So did you ever do Pop Rocks?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, you go first.
You know, a lot of chefs use this in desserts now, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, put it in there.
Going in.
All
What's the flavor?
These are original cherry. So your microphone, you have to just leave them in your mouth. Okay.
So you put it on your tongue.
Don't show it. Don't show. We can hear it in your microphone. Okay, well then I'm not going to do. Oh,
They work. Oh my goodness.
oh my gosh! I can still hear. You need to swallow. I wonder what happens later.
I don't know what happens when you swallow them.
I
It's
don't-
going to do that in the end.
I don't know.
Okay.
Still popping after 40.
Well, the candy that I have.
Hang on. Wait a minute. I'm not finished. Still popping after 40 years. And but this is what is in this: 40 calories, and there's nothing except carbs and sugar. Of course, we all knew that. Klein's Corners. That is the name
Klein's
of it.
Corners.
Klein's Corners.
But they had all this vintage candy. It was really fun.
Okay, now go ahead.
Okay. A blow pop. Remember blow pops?
I do. I have too many jokes, too little time. Go ahead.
I love a good blow pop.
Yes, I'm clear on that. I mean,
Yeah.
is it still your go-to though?
No, not at all. I don't chew gum. I used to chew gum. I haven't chewed gum in 15 years. I haven't
You say that like, and like it was
Well-
like cigarette smoking or something like that. I remember the day I quit.
I am more offended by gum chewing than I am cigarettes. I'm not even that offended by cigarette smoking at all, actually. Yeah. I don't like chewing gum. I don't like watching people chew gum.
I know, and I miss it. I'm not gonna lie. I like to chew. I don't like smackers, and I don't like to see the gum when somebody's chewing it. But it's, I mean, the looks that when that's happening. So in Singapore, you'd love Singapore as we
they don't
went
chew
this
gum.
year because nobody's chewing any gum. Okay, so go ahead. So the blow pop. So you bought the strawberry, and what else did you buy?
I don't even know what this is.
Okay, I bought all the. So you only bought a blow pop. This is Zotz. I don't know if you remember the Zotz candy. This is the orange flavor. I'm not going to crinkle it because for those listening, but amazing. Zotz had all kinds of different flavors. And then Nerds. I'm just not going to lie. I don't remember the first time I had a Nerd. I wonder what the origin of Nerds is. But this was also that little beady candy and all that. Now, I want to go back to the Pop Rocks, though, because you said, and I remember this happened, we were somewhere recently, and the dessert had Pop Rocks in the dessert, and we were like, is that our dessert that's crackling? And they said yes. But what was over top of it? Do you remember?
It was a chocolate dish. It was at the Indonesian restaurant in Singapore. And we had a terrible meal, and they brought us dessert, and
This was the one that had all the hair in it, if you remember when we told that.
it wasn't hair, it was lemongrass and coconut, but I thought it was hair.
I think so.
Well, because it was pork neck, and you thought pork neck must still had its hair.
I mean,
Anyway, that's another story.
okay.
But
Anyway.
but the dessert that came out had Pop Rocks in it, so when you ate it, your whole mouth crackled.
And the guy who was just in a quandary because everything he brought I refused to eat. This is I don't think we have even talked about it. Doesn't matter, but like we do in the Singapore thing, because this is where that piece of fish thing that you said was like it looked like a pork rind, and you said, "Oh no, it's really good," and it was so not good. Anyway, so he watched all this happen. So at the end, he brings us this dessert. And then he just stands there and stares at us. And he's like, "I need to know what you think. I want to see your reaction," which was weird.
Yeah.
And so I eat it. And thank goodness I said, "Oh, it's like Pop Rocks."
And he was so excited that you knew.
Yeah, so then he would leave.
Okay, so now we're going to go in the kitchen.
Are we done?
I think
we
we're
finished?
done.
Okay, I have a couple of other quick things to talk about. So, like for the traditions, how do your kids feel about the fact that there's no tradition with you? Is this something that they've ever discussed with you, or are they like,
my kids
not our thing?
Love it, because they're both married and they have other families to go visit who have a more traditional dinner, and they love that. And so I'll cook for them that week or the week after, just a nice meal and have time with them. But they love that I am not that parent that insists that they spend time with me on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Good. Or, throws a fit because I didn't see them. Because of all of those years of shuffling, I don't want to put them, it was stressful for them too. Sure. It was more stressful for them than it was for me. And I want that to be over for them. They can do whatever they want.
I love that for them.
Yeah.
I was going to just mention very quickly. So before my mother started making the dinner, we would go to my grandmother's house for Thanksgiving. And my grandmother, who is love of my life, I love this woman like she was my savior as a kid. And so she lived by herself. She was on oxygen for the last 10 years of her life. Literally, like, couldn't go anywhere without oxygen. Yet she would take the oxygen off and smoke cigarettes and then put it back on. Like, it was, I can't believe she didn't blow up. Doesn't matter. So she had 26 cats that lived with her at one time.
Wow.
So what would happen is we would have to go to my grandmother. When you were saying having to go back and forth, because we did do that for a little bit until both of the grandmothers died. And we would stop at the store and we would eat something before we went to my grandmother's, because my grandmother would also do like my mother would do, bring the food out as it was done. So some things would be sitting there for a couple of hours. And there was never a moment that we walked into her house that there weren't cats up there on that, whether they were eating the food or whatever. So my mother would sit at the end of the table for like hours just to like
shoo the cats,
not let the cats eat the food. But this is the grandmother, very practical grandmother. Drank coffee the entire time, smoked like a chimney. Never drank that I know of, but cussed like it's where I get it for sure.
Yeah.
Like she couldn't sneeze without saying shit. Everything was shit. Shit. She was just hilarious. All right, well, listen, so we're going to go what are we going to make? You're making a pie.
I'm going to make a pie, and it's a recipe from a woman that I admire very much, and I'll talk about that when we get into the kitchen. And you are going to make a chocolate Negroni.
Yeah,
so,
that's
which would be a great thing.
Like that.
There you go. All right,
here we go. All right, so tell us what you're making.
All right, you and I read this book.
Yes.
On audio. This is Ina Garten's newest memoir. You're the one that gave this to me. I never did read the actual book because I listened to it on audio as you did, and we were both so moved by her story.
Yes.
I've always been an admirer of Ina Garten, but after listening to her story, I have gained so much appreciation and admiration or respect. I'm a fan now.
We need to meet her. Do you want to meet her?
I would love to meet her.
Would you? Well, like,
yes.
Who all do you want to meet? Like, what are your celebrity chefs that?
Well, celebrity chef would be Francis Mallman.
Okay.
He's in South America. I want to meet Jenna Bush.
She's not a chef?
I don't care.
You and Jenna Bush?
I have a thing for Jenna Bush.
I mean, like, there's nothing about that makes sense to me. Anyway.
I know.
Okay, well, Jenna, we'd love
I want to meet Jenna.
I'm not Hoda. I'm a Hoda fan.
I like Hoda
But
too.
Hoda's not on there anymore.
Right.
But, yeah. But Jen, I love Jen. Listen. Anyway, by
Okay,
the
so
way,
that, yeah.
I like your.
Oh, you like my apron?
Yes, I do like
So
it.
for those of you not watching, I'm wearing my Thanksgiving apron.
I
It
see
has
how you did
turkeys
that.
all over it. I've probably had this 10 years, and I only get to wear it once, and that's on Thanksgiving. So
But you don't even make Thanksgiving dinner. So what do you just get up and wear it around and go on? This is me not making Thanksgiving
maybe
dinner.
you'll find out Thanksgiving morning. So back to Ina Garten.
Yes.
I decided that I wanted to make her bourbon chocolate pecan pie using
My lucky
my pie crust.
Okay.
So I love to make pie, and I'm very good at pie crust. I learned to make pie
You
crust.
can't always say that. You go, and I'm really good at salads, and I'm really.
I can say that.
I mean, you are.
Well, I just did.
Okay.
I'm really good at making pie crust. And I learned to make it from Miss Craig, my home economics teacher in high school. So she was even better at it because she taught me how to do it. And I practice it all the time. So anyway.
I mean, all the time might be overstated. I don't know how many pies I've had. Anyway.
All right.
Okay.
So first we're going to start with my perfect pie crust.
Okay.
Now.
Not Ina's. This is
No,
yours.
Ina, actually, her recipe, which I got off the internet, by the way.
Okay.
Her recipe calls for a store-bought pie crust.
Oh, okay.
So, which you could do for this pie, but I like to make
Because
I make
the best.
really good
you
pie
make the
crust.
best pie crust. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Now, it is not. It's not the only pie crust recipe. I know a lot of women and men will make their pie crust with Crisco or with oil or with half butter, half Crisco. That's great and fine. I make mine with all butter. And I forgot to get the butter out of the fridge. It's in a bowl. So bring it to me. So I also use a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can still make a great pie crust using a pastry blender, which is a little handheld tool, or you can use 2 knives. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to cut the butter into the flour, so much so that it eventually looks like cornmeal. So I took a stick of butter and I cut it up into little pea-sized pieces. This is important. And it's also very important that it's cold. That's why it was back in the fridge.
Okay.
All right. So it's very cold butter, and it's going into the food processor. Then to that, I'm adding 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. From the salt pig that we've talked about before, I'm adding about 1 teaspoon of salt. So now it's very important that you don't over mix this dough. If you really work it too much, it's going to become very tough. And you want it to be nice and light and crispy.
over there? What's that?
That's a lot of stuff I'm going to get to.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to pulse it 20 times. If you don't have a food processor, you're just going to use that pastry blender or 2 knives and to cut it into, to get it together. So I'm going to pulse this 20 times. I'm going to turn it on first.
You think everybody counted like I just did?
Probably.
Did you count?
I was very careful to do it only 20.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to add some cold water. If you notice, everything has to be cold.
Okay.
And I'll explain that in a minute.
Why didn't you do that to begin with?
Do what to begin
Put the
with?
water in there. You wanted
Because
it to be
you
a dry
need-
pulse.
Yes. Well, this has to be, the butter has to cut into the flour first.
Okay.
Now I'm going to add this in droplets, and I'm just going to kind of pulse because this is super important. You don't want to add too much water and make it wet. You don't want to add too little and make it too dry. This is the part where practice is important. So I'm going to keep watching this, and as soon as the dough starts to come together, you know it's ready. So that's about
bigger.
That was about a little over 1/4 cup. Now I'm going to check it.
Should I go get the camera and show people?
No, I'll hold it up.
Okay.
So again, I didn't want to blend it because that would work it too much. I'm give that to you for the sink.
Oh, thank you.
Now I have a bowl. And I'm just going to dump this dough into a bowl.
I feel like I should get the camera. I'm just going to raise it up. Okay.
Okay. So it didn't combine all the way in that. So I'm going to get it with my hands and form it into a disc. So if you can kind of see, this dough is not wet. It's still a little bit dry. All right. Now my hand is warm. So I'm making this warm, and which we don't want to do. Set that there. So at this point, I'm going to form it into a disc, and I'm going to wrap it in plastic wrap. Put this in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. It can be in there for a day, but it has to get cold. The reason it has to get cold, when a pie crust goes into a super hot oven, which is usually 350 to 400 degrees, that hot will react to that super cold dough and cause steam to happen. So it's going to hit that butter and it's going to turn into steam. And that's what makes the crust flaky.
Okay.
Okay. So if your dough is too wet, then it's too heavy for it to become flaky. It's just going to stay there and be dense.
Okay.
Which you don't want to do. So I'm going to put this in the fridge later. So you can set that aside. So I have this one. So you're going to pull this dough out about 30 minutes before you're going to roll it. Because when it comes out of the fridge, if it's too cold, it's not going to roll very easily. I'm taking some flour and just dusting the countertop. I've got my dough. I'm going to get a little flour on the top and the bottom, and I'm going to roll it out. Now this is a one crust pie, meaning that it's not going to have a top crust. So if you were making it like an apple pie and you want it to have a top crust, you would make 2 of these, of course. So I'm rolling from the center to the edge. Again, I'm not beating it up because that's just going to cause the gluten to seize up and make it even more tough. So I'm going to form it into somewhat of a circle. You want to make sure you can pick it up. If your dough was too dry and you try to pick it up, it's going to fall apart. So this is a pretty good
test.
This is a pretty good crust. All right. I'm going to put it into, I know. I told you I make really good pie.
The best.
I didn't say the best. I said I'm really good.
That's true.
I would never say I'm the best.
You're right. Yeah, that's true. You're exactly right. Now, should there be anything in this pan or nothing? Just a dry pan?
Just a dry pan, yes. Okay. So now I'm going to crimp the edges. Now I do it like this. I'm kind of in a hurry, so it's not going to be perfect.
So but for those of you that are just listening, when she says like this, it is just like every pie crust ever.
Yeah,
like
I'm crimping it. If you're uncomfortable with crimping, you could take a fork and just press it on the edge. A lot of pies are done that way. Just somehow finish off the edge of your pie crust.
Nice.
So I'm just making a little ruffled flute, is what it's called, fluting the edge. Learned this from Miss Craig. So I've got my pie crust ready.
We have to have Miss Craig on our podcast.
I know, that'd be fun.
Do you think she's still alive?
Well, I think so.
She was probably only like 3 years older than you at that point, but she seemed like she was 48 or something.
Probably.
Is that true?
I have no idea how old she is. Okay, but that was at Tuttle High School. So if anyone knows Miss Craig in Tuttle.
So let's just say this, because you credit her mostly with like all of your success.
Next to my mother, the most influential woman in my life, and my grandmother. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to make the filling. So I have a stick of melted butter. I have brown sugar and white sugar. I think it's half cup. I measured all of this
but the same
before.
amount.
Same amount. But this recipe is Ina Garten's, and it's on, you just Google her Bourbon chocolate pecan pie.
Because that's the first time you said what kind of pie, I think. So it's...
No, I said it at the beginning.
Okay, my bad.
Would you get a whisk out for me? Because I forgot that.
Do I have one?
Yes. All right, 2 eggs. If you don't, I can just use a spoon.
Nope.
Thought so. All right.
Thanks, Melissa. So Melissa, who I work with, when we started seeing each other, she, called, didn't call. She walked into the office and she said, "I'm very worried about what's in your kitchen. Like you're going to have to up your kitchen game." And so she was all about Williams.
And wow, she did a great. This whole kitchen is furnished by Williams Sonoma.
It's hard to beat Williams Sonoma.
It is hard. Of course, salt. You got to have salt. Chocolate chip cookies. Here's what. If you make chocolate chip cookies or brownies or any baked goods, here's my trick or my tip. Double the salt and double the vanilla in the recipe, and it is a game changer.
I mean, you make the best chocolate chip cookies ever.
I do, and it's because I use so much
do.
vanilla and salt.
You really do.
All right, this is bourbon.
How much?
2.5 tablespoons, which is about what was left in this bottle. However,
That's hilarious.
this is my homemade vanilla,
Okay.
also made with bourbon.
Okay.
So it requires a teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla, which is
That was, for those of you that aren't watching, that was more than a teaspoon.
by the way, I sell my vanilla.
Okay, so somebody came in the house the other day and anyway, we'll be right back with you, and said, does she have the vanilla done? And I was like, I mean, what do you mean? Does she make her own vanilla? Ha ha ha. And she goes, yeah, like I buy it here every year. So anyway, little did I know.
That's been marinating for 6 months.
Of course.
And so we put it in little bottles. And when I say sell, it's going in the holiday baskets that I make and sell every year.
And you only have a few weeks left to get those, if there's even any left.
Well, we haven't started selling them yet. We just finished all of it today. But thank you. We will talk about that, and I'll show you how cute they are. Because I make really good holiday baskets.
Yes.
Yeah, flour.
Yeah, you do.
All right, a little bit of flour
Of course you do.
goes in there also.
That's funny.
Pecans, a cup of pecans. These are Oklahoma native pecans. They're smaller, and I get
But they're
them
not
from
chopped.
I get them from Knight's Farm. No, you don't chop them for a pecan pie.
Okay.
And then chocolate chips.
How much?
Well,
Go to
a cup and a
recipe.
fourth.
Okay.
It's on the recipe. So
this
this is the filling. There you go.
Oh, please.
Okay, here's my filling. I'm going to pour it into the crust. It's a very nice whisk.
Thank you. Williams Sonoma. They should also sponsor us.
They should definitely
Cane's
sponsor us.
Chicken and Torchy Taco.
Okay, so this is going to go in the oven at 350 degrees, and it cooks for about 45 to 50 minutes. Her recipe said 40 minutes. It took like 50 to 55 because I made one.
I mean, that's beautiful.
So I made this yesterday to show you what it's going to look like.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I should cut into that.
Before and after.
Right.
So this, what's the name of this, by the way?
Bourbon chocolate pecan pie.
Okay. This kind of rivals that Tippins or Pippins thing we were just talking about. They had some kind of bourbon something. And you know what? It was my favorite of all of the pies.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay, so I should be getting, because I know what's about.
This is a cheese knife, which is not good for cutting pie.
Oh my gosh,
know.
I have that. I have that thing in
You have
here.
a
Do you
pie?
want it? This is just my fork right now.
Okay. I'm struggling with this knife. Okay.
I literally have I do have that thing. I know I have it.
It's okay. I got it out.
Okay.
All right. Now, I want you to try it, but I want you to try it with a little bit of the crust. Or do you want just the tip?
I'll try the crust first.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to keep talking about it because I don't want anybody to hear me chewing.
Okay. So it's not the pecan pie that I grew up with that has all the corn syrup in it. That's the typical recipe. Isn't it good?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a chocolate chip cookie in a pie. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Can you taste the bourbon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
And the
super
salt.
good. Yeah, and the salt. It's
I
so
love it.
important. So that is Ina's recipe. I give her all the credit, although the crust is pretty darn good.
And you make an amazing crust.
All right, we're going to get this cleaned up, and then you're going to make a
Chocolate
chocolate
Negroni.
Negroni.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Look, I'm coming over there.
okay, that's right. Okay. Okay, so now that we're in a sugar coma, that's amazing. This may or may not be the second piece of this pie. So as a reset, oh seriously,
Yeah.
super super good.
Thank you.
And you make an amazing pie crust. You were right. You did not oversell it. Sell, SAIL, SELL. I know the difference. All right, so this is a chocolate Negroni. As I do with all of my recipes, I put them on 3x5 cards. I'm going to read it to you first, and then I'm going to double it. 1 ounce of Citadel Rouge Gin, which is important you get the Rouge Gin. 3/4 of an ounce of Campari, a 1/2 ounce of sweet vermouth, a 1/2 ounce of chocolate liqueur, and 3 drops of chocolate bitters. So that's what's in this recipe. And you'll need a martini glass. You don't want to shake this. You're going to stir it. All right, so this Citadel Rouge. And listen, I didn't even know about this until chefshannon.com introduced me to it. So did you know that this was a thing, Rouge Gin?
Yes, so the reason it's called rouge is that it is infused with red berries, berry fruits.
Yet it's not red.
No, it's not red. It's a clear gin.
Clear, just like a regular gin would be. So I'm going to double the recipe. And I love, love, love these little OXO things. But shout out to my friends at Elevated Craft. I'm still a fan, still loving you. Need to hear from you, though. All right, so 3/4 of an ounce of Campari. And so, like, when I think about the amount of drinks that I have in this, what all do you drink that has this on it? In it? Just a Negroni?
Well, my favorite is a Negroni.
Yeah.
But you could also make a Campari spritz if you don't have Aperol. It's a little bit less bitter than an Aperol.
And I've doubled this just because of, I assume you're going to have one too.
Yes.
All right, so then the sweet vermouth again. So not the white, but the sweet vermouth. And so I'm going to double that to an ounce.
By the way, the Negroni originated in Milan, Italy, a cocktail. Normally just made with Campari, gin, and vermouth. But you're jazzing it up with chocolate.
Listen, that's who I am. So this is the chocolate green walnut liqueur. And if you haven't noticed by now, Shannon taught me how to make this drink. So what do you want to say about it?
Say the name of the brand name.
Marasca Nocciolino.
Very good.
Is that right?
That's a really good chocolate liqueur. You can drink that just on ice.
Really? Let's try it. So, oh wow, that's like the love child of amaretto and Kahlua. Smell it.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Riveting if you're listening.
Put that in your pancake mix. You can put it in brownies, in chocolate cake. Yeah.
Wow. Is this why
Bread
I feel
pudding.
drunk all the time? Okay, which is not true. It's a joke. Just a joke. You know, we have 2 drinks at the most. Okay, I will, but I can do it. I can put it in here too. All right, so I'm gonna dump it in there, and then 3 drops of chocolate bitters. And these are the Aztec chocolate bitters, so the ones that we like the most. So 1,
Fee
2,
Brothers.
3,
Some
4,
of the best
5,
bitters.
6, 7. All right, why would I do an extra? I mean, is that what all people do? They just
bitters
jazz
of
it
the
up a
salt
little
and
bit?
pepper.
Okay, and I'm going to stir it. Would you mind
gonna go
getting
get the glasses.
Thank you. All right, so I'm sorry this is so loud. I'll be quiet in case they want to put Jeopardy music over this. I feel like we do a lot of loud things if you're not watching this on YouTube, so
Well, it's
our
hard
apologies.
to cook and make cocktails without making a little noise.
That's true, but those people are probably logged off already, you know, as most people probably have. Anyway, it's all good. So you stir it, and then you pour and drink. So, and listen, for the holidays, it's pretty, it's warm, it's all the things that you would want, I think. Maybe you should start. I'm going to give you this garnish, which is just, what is that?
It's just a little chocolate truffle.
A truffle?
I'm sorry I didn't bring you one.
That's right.
Or maybe I say this is just for you because I didn't want one.
I was going to say you
So
hate
you just
chocolate.
place it on top of
So
the
you
ice
can
cube.
smell it? All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
So you do that on top of that?
It's delicious. You did a great job.
Man,
Now, can I make a little plug?
that's super
Isn't that good?
It's super good. And I highly recommend it. And if you're going to plug what I think you're going to plug, I'm going to plug it for you. So you released an ebook, and it was recipes. What prompted that?
Well, I'm not quite ready to write a second cookbook, but I'd love to make design recipes and then photograph them with Valerie Wejas. So we decided let's do an e-cookbook. I did one during the pandemic, and it is available also on my website. But this is called A Taste of Italy. So it's 12 recipes from Italy that are not in the cookbook and are not on my website. And you can only get them in the ebook. And a lot of you have already ordered it, but this recipe is in that book.
Oh, nice. I love knowing. Listen, I watch you study and read, and the amount of information you take in before you decide what's actually going to go in a meal. That is the pie now ready that we just made. We had one already. Anyway, if you're listening, you know. But I mean, just the amount of work that goes into that. So, and what
Thank you.
I mean, like, how much is this ebook? $10 or
$10.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's an electronic cookbook, so you can download it onto your computer or your iPad and use it that way to cook everything out of it.
And it has pictures of all the food and all.
Beautiful photography by Valerie, and also stories about each recipe.
Nice. Well, there you go. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Here for All of It.
And have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. We're super grateful. Hope you are feeling grateful as well. Love you, mean it. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to Here for All of It. We love sharing a little bit of our day with you, and we appreciate you sharing yours with us.
Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Share this with a friend and join our community, because we want you here for all of it too.
Thank you so much for being with us. Love you, mean it.